Good evening, everybody. This is the 2021 Tom Saunders Memorial Concert for Lost Voices. Welcome. We have an audience here. We are all vaccinated. We are all masked, except for us singers, so that we don't sound like we're singing through a tunnel. And we're having a good time here to do a couple of things. We want to raise awareness, maybe even raise some money for Lost Voices, and we want to pay tribute to a man who was really, really central in our mission. He helped us through some of the hard times, the transitions to get us towards the nonprofit we are becoming, that we are today, that we're growing from here. So I don't know. Hopefully, a lot of you have remember Tom. A lot of you watching. Some of you don't. You'll learn something about him from everybody who's playing tonight. But I'm going to do a song that was his favorite song of mine. That because he loved the idea, he loved the concept of it. And the concept is that I believe in angels. I happen to believe that angels have guided our entire process here to get us to where we are and to make all of this happen. But I got to thinking a while back, what happens? Angels got to have feelings, right? The angels are not automatons, they're not machines. They got to have feelings. So what would happen if an angel got assigned to take care of a really creepy guy? So this is a song that I wrote about that. It's called Carlson the Pissed Off Angel. My name is Carlson, I'm an angel, but I can't hang out in heaven, I have to work. I've been assigned to take care of a guy named Bob, and he's a jerk. Sorry, Bobby. He bullies waitresses, steals from tip jars, cheats at solitaire, and kicks his cat. I don't know why the boss assigned me to this rat. Yeah, look out, Bob, watch what you do. Getting tired of saving you. If I was you, I'd learn to duck. You just might run out of luck. Love to let you take your licking, but it's my job to keep you ticking. I was doing nectar shots with all my buddies at the Guardian Angels Christmas Bash when I got a celestial text message and I had to dash. It seems that Bob had mugged the Salvation Army Santa. He was surrounded by an angry mob. All those folks had seen about all they care to see of old Bob. Yeah, look out, Bob, watch what you do. Getting tired of saving you. If I was you, I'd learn to duck. You just might run out of luck. Love to let you take your licking, but it's my job to keep you ticking. Well, I just hovered over that street corner where Bob was squared off with that crowd. I had about up to my wings with that guy, so I cried out loud. I said, "Hey boss, what are you doing? Why would you saddle me with this schmo? He should be somewhere tormenting demons down below." Yeah, look out, Bob, watch what you do. Getting tired of saving you. If I was you, I'd learn to duck. You just might run out of luck. Love to let you take your licking, but it's my job to keep you ticking. A sweet old lady was standing off to the side. She was crying like she was in pain. I thought maybe Bob had sold her a condo or swiped her cane. But she said, "Bobby's my son and I love him. In spite of the stealing and the fights. So every night I pray for him that he'll be all right. And as I looked at her, I realized just what the boss had done. I was never Bob's angel after all. I work for his mom. Thank you. Thank you. We're doing this concert tonight in conjunction with Trinity House Theater, which is a wonderful venue, wonderful music venue. Once we get past this whole COVID thing and it's back open, I urge you to get tickets and see a show there. They're wonderful. I've been on that stage myself, and it's a wonderful place to be. Tom was a tremendous supporter of Trinity House and Songwriters Anonymous, which is based there. We have a few words from Bill Keith, the executive director of Trinity House.
Hi, I'm Bill Keith, president of the board at Trinity House Theater, and we're excited to be part of this concert tonight and to be able to host this concert online with Lost Voices. Lost Voices is an amazing organization that helps kids who are victims of trauma experience hope and healing through songwriting. And I know that our special honoree tonight, Tom Saunders, would especially connect with that mission. Tom has been an amazing supporter of local artists. I think of all the work that he did with shows at Trinity House, especially with Songwriters Anonymous. Tom was often the MC and host of the show, and all the artists involved knew how much Tom appreciated their music, and especially the work they did to share their music with the community. So all of us at Trinity House Theater are excited to be part of this concert. We want to thank Lost Voices, and we're always going to be there to not only support the work that they're doing to enhance the lives of kids in our community, but also to pay tribute to a wonderful person like Tom Saunders. And we hope that you've enjoyed the music that you're hearing tonight.
I'm going to bring out a really, really dear friend of mine. When we started this back in 2006, and one of the first people I called was a woman named Kitty Donohoe. And Kitty was, well, I'll let her tell the story. She thought I was stalking her. So, because I had this idea, and I really wanted I wanted a woman to work with some young women that we were going to be working with. We work with both boys and girls, but I just thought she would really relate. So fortunately for me and for Lost Voices and for a lot of kids, I was successful in stalking Miss Donohoe. So Kitty, would you like to come out here and do a little something for us?
So yes, I did think that Mike was stalking me, because he called and he found my name in the Michigan Humanities Council guide, and he called me a number of times, and I kept thinking, who is this guy? I don't want to know this guy. But when he began to describe what he was doing, I thought, well, we'll kind of meet him. We'll give it a little shot. And it's turned out to be just such a wonderful, wonderful blessing to be a part of Lost Voices. And I've been here for at least 10 years, you think? 15. Whoa, okay.
We started in 2006, so it'll be
Wow.
15 years this summer.
Speaking of 15, they talk about the freshman 15 pounds. I think there should be a COVID 40 pounds. We need to have a new thing, and we'll write a song about it. All right, so one of the songs that I was instrumental, in, that was a good catch. Yeah.
That's pretty.
It is pretty, but it just slipped off the guitar. That's a little scary. This was in Flint, and we were doing the Whaley Children's Center there, and a whole age range of kids. And it was interesting, and we just started talking about, well, what are you guys thinking about? What's on your mind? And somebody started talking about cars and how cars are such a big deal to everybody. And so we had that conversation for a while, and then one young woman said, well, but a car can't get you to heaven. And we thought, ooh, that's the song. So. To the Dairy Queen, a car can get you to 49 states. A car can get you to a different scene, but there's one thing it can't do. A car can't get you to heaven. Check the tires, check the oil, turn the key. Turn up the music, hear the cool beats. Don't need a destination, just head down the street. But there's one thing it can't do. A car can't get you to heaven. Ooh, Heaven is a distant place. We can go there, we just gotta stay straight. Heaven is so far away. Sometimes we just stop and pray. Sometimes you get stuck in the mud. You need a little help from your friends. Load your tires up with rumble and studs. But there's one thing it can't do. A car can't get you to heaven. A little background singing here. Heaven is a distant place. You can get there, we just gotta stay straight. Heaven is so far away. Sometimes we just stop and pray. You can bump into a car if you stare into space, cranking up the radio to listen to the bass. Your airbag will deploy and smack you in the face. So there's one thing it can do. A car can get you to heaven. Ooh, a car can get you to heaven. A car can get you to heaven. A car can get you to heaven. Thank you very much. Well, I'm not been writing nearly as much as I thought I would if I had like a year with nothing to do. And it takes a whole different sort of energy to kind of get yourself to, play the fiddle, play the piano, play something, try to write. Or sometimes they just float into your head. And I woke up one morning with the song pretty much there, and it was... it was before the election. There was a lot of acrimony, a lot of anger, a lot of just so much rage, and I just thought, man, this is not a way we should be living. So this is called "Call Me a Fool." If I believe that we'll get through this one day, if I see light shining out of the gray, if I'm foolish to live by the golden rule, then by all means call me a fool. We are treading where we've never been before, uncharted water, reaching for the same shore. If in my hope I'm as stubborn as a mule, then by all means call me a fool for love, a fool to dream, a ship of fools, a fool's pride. Don't you know we're on the same side? There's no room for hate, no room for mistrust or fear. We're stronger together, and that is abundantly clear. If I refuse to add fire to the fuel, then by all means call me a fool. April Fool, tomfoolery, There's no one to fight, there's no one to blame. And if I believe that we'll see this to the end, and when it's over, I want to still call you friend. If I'm foolish to hold my faith like a jewel, then by all means call me a fool. By all means call me a fool. Thank you very much. Thank you. Sometimes it does feel like you're one voice saying, wait a minute, we don't need to have all this rancor. Well, I brought another instrument with me. And if you've seen me play any time in the last 20 years, you must know what this is. It is the well-trained audience. Yes, this is the cittern, and it's a member of the mandolin family, much bigger than the typical mandolin, but I love this instrument. It just has such an interesting, beautiful, golden kind of voice. And I write different songs on it than I do on the guitar. And this is a song that I just feel like I kind of want to sing today. It's called Come On Girls, and it was it was inspired by seeing my mother leap to her feet and dance at an Irish pub when she was a young lass of maybe 85 or something. But I remember thinking, yes, that's the way to live a life, right? Squeeze every drop out right to the end. So this is for all of us, and guys too. Come on, girls, let's go to town before the party's over. The days are growing shorter, the leaves are coming down. Nothing can compare with the sweetness of October. Come on, girls, let's up and go to town. When we were young and tender, we were taught to be mindful, to watch our steps and mend our ways, to live within the pale. But when I look behind me, I think we are no wiser. We find ourselves the stars of our own cautionary tale. Come on, girls, let's go to town before the party's over. The days are growing shorter, the leaves are coming down. Nothing can compare with the sweetness of October. Come on, girls, let's up and go to town. Standing in the stony road of all our disappointments, we see the chances that we've lost the love that didn't stay. But since we cannot change it, there is no point grieving. The past is on the bonfire now, let it burn away. Come on, girls, let's go to town before the party's over. The days are growing shorter, the leaves are coming down. Nothing can compare with the sweetness of October. Come on, girls, let's up and go to town. There is a moon above the trees, ragged clouds around it. A wind that speaks of holy things that deeper than us lay. So drink the wine before it's gone, be closer to the music. Our hearts will get lighter as we sing till break of day. Come on, girls, let's go to town before the party's over. The days are growing shorter, the leaves are coming down. Nothing can compare with the sweetness of October. Come on, girls, let's up and go to town. Ooh. Thank you very much. Tom was such a wonderful, wonderful man, and he was so kind. And I remember saying this at a service for him also. But to me it just shows what he was like. He had a publishing company, and he had all the bugs figured out, and he also had a chance for me to look at and maybe buy a Steinway baby grand piano. So we drove all the way to Birmingham, where I believe it was his uncle that had it, and I didn't wind up buying it. But on the way there and on the way back, Tom talked nonstop. He gave me all of this free advice, because here I was wanting to start publishing my own first book and thinking, I have no idea what I'm doing. He was an absolute font of information, just a gem of a guy. So I just want to be sure that we do say that, because he was pretty spectacular, and of course involved in Lost Voices, because he got it. He knew what this was about.
From the first day, yeah. He was. You'd always see him in the wings. He didn't want to be on stage. He never really wanted to. He would come out and he'd talk to the crowd. He'd introduce a concert, but then he'd retire to the wings and he'd put on a headset and he'd make sure everything happened. And that's where he wanted to be. He supported.
Yep.
He was there to support us. He loved music. He loved folk music, and he was there to make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell him how this song came to
Okay.
be?
I don't think this was the first. Was it the first
It was
Lost
the first
Voices?
one, yeah. The
Okay.
first one you did.
That I did, yeah. Well, we were at a girls' school in Albion, and there were a lot of girls. And of course, if you're a teenager and you're female, probably both ways. But if you're a teenager, life is hard enough. But if you are, incarcerated, or you're having to deal with some issues, it's a lot harder. So there were a lot of tempers and things like that going on in this bunch of girls. And there was definitely a pecking system. And there were the pretty girls who just they were cool, even though they were incarcerated. There was cool, and you just kind of knew where people fell. And there was one girl, and she came up to me toward the end, and everybody else had said, well, this is what we want to write a song about, and they were kind of into it. And she finally said, I don't really have a song. I just I have a couple of words. And I said, well, what are they? And she pulled out this little piece of paper, and it said, love is not hard to find. It's like a puppy dog. And I thought, So we decided I felt like we needed something upbeat, so I kind of invented this little calypso-y kind of rhythm, and we wrote the song, and it has become, by the end of that final show, every girl in that hall was singing the song at the top of their lungs, and she was so proud.
Well, the beauty of it, if I can interrupt for a second, through the entire week, the first part of the program, she would say, when you'd ask her, she'd say, oh, no, I ain't like them smart girls. I ain't like them pretty girls. I can't do nothing.
Yeah. And sure enough, she could, and she did. And we have done this song, I think, at every single Lost Voices we've done since then.
We now actually write, each group we work with writes their own version of this song. They write their own verses to it. So she not only did it, she really did it.
Yeah, she did. It was like one of those moments that it will be in your head forever, even though I don't think it was even caught on tape or anything, but it was pretty amazing.
And we need you to sing
along
with us. I think you'll figure out the song. It's pretty simple.
All right. Love is not hard to find. Love is not hard to find. Love is not hard to find. Oh, love is not hard to find. Love is not hard to find. Love is not hard to find. You can find it in the midnight sky, in the beauty of a baby's cry. Love is not hard to find. You can find it in a quiet place, in the beauty of a friendly face. Love is not hard to find. Oh, love is not hard to find. Love is not hard to find. Love not hard to find. You can find it in the wildest storm when you're somewhere safe and warm. Love is not hard to find. You can find it in a tender song when you are where you belong. Love is not hard to find. Oh, love is not hard to find. Love is not hard to find. Love is not hard to find. Oh, love is not hard to find. Love is not hard to find. Love is not hard to find. You can find it on a city street in winter cold or summer heat. Love is not hard to find. You can find it big, you can find it small, you can find it anywhere at all. Love is not hard to find. Here we go. Oh, love is not hard to find. Love is not hard to find. Love is not hard to find. Oh, love is not hard to find. Love is not hard to find. Love is not hard to find. Oh, love is not hard to find. Thank you very much.
You see why I stalked her? Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how we do this, and I know some of the people in the room have heard it, but some haven't, and a lot of you out there that are listening to this or watching this video might not know. What we do is we work with kids who are really extremely troubled. As Kitty mentioned, in the early days, they were incarcerated. They were all teenagers who were locked up. And kids don't get locked up because they're born bad. They get locked up because things happen to them. So we took that attitude from the beginning, that we could help them. We could help them if we were unconditional about what we did, non-judgmental. There's nothing you can say to us that's wrong. And let them write what they want to write. And we write songs with them. They'll do individual songs, like this one was an individual song. A little later, I'm going to do a song that was written as a group song that the kids will all, every word is agreed on by the whole group. That's a really interesting process with a bunch of these young kids. But the thing that's important to understand, and this is something Tom got from the beginning, he helped me even understand how important what we were doing was, is that we're giving them permission to be better than they ever thought that they could be. Our next artists are Annie and Rod Capps. And Annie, I have a wonderful relationship. I met her first through Kitty. She's a close friend of Kitty's, and they did some work together. So I met Annie, and we were kind of getting to know each other, and I was kind of getting to know Tom. You know, it's funny, Kitty talks about me stalking her. Tom stalked me. It was funny. For a while, I would play gigs, and here was this guy that was sitting in the back, and he was always there, and I'm going, you know, I'm not that good. Why is he here? But he was always, and he finally, after 4 or 5 shows, he introduced himself, and I'm an author. And he had a publishing company, and he liked my music. He liked the stuff I wrote. He said, "Wow, you got to meet these friends of mine. There's a group over in Livonia called Songwriters Anonymous. They meet at the Trinity House Theater." And so he took me over there, and I have met some of the finest people I know in this world through that group, through that introduction, through that channel. And so Annie, our friendship developed. Annie is very instrumental in Songwriters Anonymous. She's been a great supporter of that. So ladies and gentlemen, Annie and Rod Capps.
Well, dang, it's good to be here. Well, I guess we're not here. Thank you so much for letting us be part of this from our home. We're sorry that we can't be there with you for this awesome concert that we're honored to be part of. but we are not vaccinated fully yet. So soon. But we sure hope you have a great time tonight, and thanks for letting us invade via video. We're just, anytime that there's a chance to bring attention to this awesome work that Mike and crew are doing with the Lost Voices organization, we are honored to be part of it, and we are doubly honored because this is a memorial to our dear departed friend who we miss terribly, Mr. Tommy Saunders. So yeah, thanks for having us. This is a love song we're going to kick you off with. I wonder sometimes how I got here. The who I become came out of nowhere, and I like to think you're the one to blame. I never had a pedestal to stand on. This surely wasn't anything I planned on, but you make me feel like I put all my past selves to shame. Could have blown me over with a tiny little feather when you first told me you wanna be together, oh, you and me, bell bottoms and leather. You see, I was Pat Benatar and you were Frank Zappa. Whoever could imagine this ever would have happened? Guess it's true what they say about opposites attracting. Well, once upon a time there was a train wreck. St. Christopher was hanging around her neck. Oh, everywhere she went there were moments she could not believe. 'Cause love took its sweet time to get here on a serpentine path in low gear, but we still had a few tricks left up our sleeve. Took a hard left turn at the bottom of a hill. Once or twice at a complete standstill, but that big stop sign was no match for my will. Could have blown me over with a tiny little feather when you first told me you wanna be together, oh, you and me, bell bottoms and leather. You see, I was Pat Benatar and you were Frank Zappa. Whoever could imagine this ever would have happened? Guess it's true what they say about opposites attracting. I still wonder sometimes how I got here. The who I've become came out of nowhere, and I like to think that you're the one to blame. So this is a new song, another new song. This was conceived in the time of COVID, and it just speaks to how grateful I am that I've got this one in my life to keep me sane in the midst of all the kind of chaos. And so, but also just the idea that in general, there's really so much to look forward to, and there's so much to be hopeful for. And I'm trying to have a sense of gratitude through the difficult times. And also, this chorus, I hope, can speak a little bit to the Lost Voices programs. And the chorus goes, I'm grateful that you haven't given up on me, and I'm grateful for all that's yet to be. Ground up the last coffee beans, another day, glued to screens in a deluge of depressing memes. Hold on tight, my love. Truth is where I gravitate. I pick that lock a bit too late, but tell it to me nice and straight, and hold on tight, my love. I'm grateful that you haven't given up on me. I am grateful for all that's yet to be. 'Cause we're under the sword of Damocles, rhymes and bad things come in threes, so blow the dust off the piano keys and hold on tight, my love. Still haven't gotten used to December sneaking up on you and coming for our patch of blue. Hold on tight, my love. I'm grateful that you haven't given up on me. I am grateful for all that's yet to be. Ticking time bombs everywhere. When it's more than we can bear, we lose ourselves in boxes filled with passing years. One or two escaping tears, lost forever reappears. Hold on tight, my Hold on tight, my hold on tight, my love. All right, well, we can't do a Lost Voices benefit show, especially one that is a Tommy Saunders memorial concert, without playing this next song, which is the title track of a 2007 release that Tommy Saunders and his Folk It Radio show gave the Album of the Year and Song of the Year award to, which was a great, great honor for us. And it's, I guess it always remained one of Tommy's favorite songs of ours. And I kind of like to think that there's some relevance as its subject matter. Just essentially the overarching theme is starting over and with hope for something better. If I lived in this town, I would frequent this cafe, and that table in the corner would be mine most every day. Eventually, I might even get to know your name if I lived in this town. If I lived in this town, I would get myself a job tending bar at Davy's Joint. I like it there, it's nice and
Nothing here is anything at all like where I live. I believe that you would treat me better than he did if I lived in this town. In this town it would be different. In this town I'd fall in love. In this town I could be Marianne or Caroline or Isabel, and I could start all over again if I lived here in this town. If I lived here in this town. If I lived here in this town. I wish I lived here in this town.
Our last song, again, for all the Lost Voices concerts that we have played, this one always seems to be necessary. And it's a song by the late, great Townes Van Zandt. It's this beautiful song that I hope enough of you know, and you will please, please sing along. I'm really counting on some support from the performers as well. I figure, what the heck? This is called If I Needed You. And thank you again so much. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for letting us be part of this through virtual means. I know it's going to be an amazing, amazing live concert, and we'll look forward to watching the live streaming of it, this taping. And so thanks to everybody involved. Thanks to Dennis for your work. Kitty, Josh, we love you guys. And thank you so much to Trinity House for streaming this and helping to spread the word. So to everybody listening, I hope you will look up lostvoices.org and learn more about the program. And this goes out to Tommy.
If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? 'Cause if you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. In the night forlorn, the morning's born, and morning shines with the lights of love. You will miss sunrise if you close your eyes, and that would break my heart in two. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? 'Cause if you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. The lady's with me now, since I showed her how to lay her lily hand in mine, looping little a sight to see and a treasure for the poor to find. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? 'Cause if you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? 'Cause if you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain.
I mentioned earlier that we write group songs with the kids, and this is a really neat experience. One of the things that's really healing for them is to do some collaboration. We find, really unlikely people. We find kids that'll start the session literally enemies. We had two young girls who had been in a fist fight, and one of them said, "See that gray tooth? She killed that tooth by punching me in the mouth. I hate her." At the end of it, they do a concert. Those two girls were holding hands with each other and supporting each other. So, this was a song that we wrote very early on. And Josh, I'm going to ask you to come out if you are in earshot here. We first started this, Kitty, maybe Josh is not handy. When we first started this whole operation, we worked with kids who were incarcerated. Now, we've worked with all kinds of populations now in foster care, group homes, and things like that. But the first group were incarcerated, and we were working with a bunch of young men, and they were having trouble coming up with what they wanted to talk about for a group song. I'm bringing Josh White Jr., and I'm going to introduce him later. Come on, Josh. Go ahead. So you can sing this one along with me. Absolutely. So this was, we started off with, we'll say, what's on your mind? What are you guys thinking about? And they'll have all girls, pizza, and whatever it is. And when they decide, they finally will settle on something that everyone can agree, and then they will write a song about that. This I think is the second group we ever did. They were having trouble coming up with an idea. So, and then one of them said, Miss So-and-so in her office, she's got this really weird picture on the wall. It's this guy looking at a tank. And I had been in that office, and all of us are old enough to remember Tiananmen Square. But they didn't have any idea. They had no context for it. They just thought it was a weird picture. So I explained it to them. I said, that guy stood in front of that tank. People were being killed. It was a massacre going on around him. He stood there and stared down that tank. And the tank had tried to go this way, he'd go that way. The tank had tried to go this way. All of us saw that. And the kids said, wow, that's what courage is all about. Could we write a song about that? I said, yeah. So this is a song, and again, I've been playing this one for 15 years. It was written by a bunch of young men at the W.J. Maxey Boys Training School, a bunch of convicted felons between the ages of 12 and 16 years old. And it's pretty profound. I am a student in Tiananmen Square, standing for the rights of helpless people everywhere. With a cannon in my face, but no hatred in my eyes, I will hold this ground for liberty, even if I die. What's it gonna take How many lives, how many voices left unheard? How many tears, how many years, until the ones in power hear the word? I am a young boy in Afghanistan, fighting for the freedom of the people in my land. I will stop at nothing for the promise to be free. I will even give my life to put an end to tyranny. What's it gonna take? How many lives? How many voices left unheard? How many tears? How many years? Until the ones in power hear the word. I am an immigrant in the USA. Though I try to work, I am offered little pay. I may speak another language, but still I understand that everywhere I go I'm seen as less than a man. What's it gonna take? How many lives? How many voices left unheard? How many tears? How many years? Until the ones in power hear the word. I'm a black man in the East Detroit streets, trying to find the courage to throw away my heat. It's time to put an end to the gangs. It's time to make a change, because this life of violence I must rearrange. What's it gonna take? How many lives? How many voices left unheard? How many tears? How many years? Until the ones in power hear the word. Until they hear the word. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, that leads us into introducing our next performer. The first person I called in this, as Kitty mentioned earlier, I got into the Michigan Humanities Council Touring Artist Directory and looking for people to help me with this vision of working with kids to write songs. And I stumbled across a name that I remembered when I was 18 years old. I was a rock and roll guy in the 60s. I was in a band that was way more successful than we were good. And but when I went off to college, I decided I was sick of having friends and money, so I decided I'd become a folk singer. And one of the first things I did, I traded my Stratocaster for an old folk guitar, and I bought a Josh White record. The guy on the recommendation of the guy in the music store, he said, you know, this Josh White Jr., this guy's kid is playing some really, really great guitar work, some great turnarounds and stuff like that. So I bought that record, and I actually bought a couple of Josh White's records so that I could learn the guitar work. Josh White was a great artist. He has a postage stamp. He has a statue now. But I was really more interested in the guy who was a little closer to my age, who I could learn the guitar work from. So all these years later, I found Josh White Jr. See how professional we are at the staging of this. We're all just a little bit rusty. Here's the thing: we've all been doing everything we did, sitting on the edge of our bed with an iPad in front of us, going, "Okay, does this sound okay?" So now here we are back on stage after a year and several months. So So anyway, I found Josh in the touring artist directory. I called him up and I asked him, could he help me with this? And he was pretty skeptical. I'll let him tell you about that. But he was skeptical about the whole concept. But it's worked out extremely well. And we have my mentor from a distance has become one of my best friends, Mr. Josh White Jr.
Well, it's... I appreciated the concept, but folk music and teenagers just didn't seem to be a fit. You know, I've sung to their parents and their grandparents, so I was really skeptical. And see, I get a little emotional because I can never thank him enough for giving me that opportunity to sing with these young men. I'm so grateful that I didn't listen to me and I listened to him. you know, from the bottom of my heart, whatever my association was with them, they have no idea what it was for me. My life changed differently after I met these young men. And then they had the nerve to write good songs, which they didn't even know they could. But we'd sit with them and get a situation, a topic, and we'd put words to it. And a lot of them had their own journals, so they had their own poems and all. And again, it's been 15 years?
15 years.
I'll never thank you enough. And so of the songs that what we would do, we would go get their words, and we both go back home, and he had certain songs, and I try and put music, we both, to these words. And this is something that I myself really never did. I normally stole a whole song. You know, I didn't have to create any part of it. So this was a challenge for me, which didn't make me as nervous as it should, thinking that I was about to do something I never did before. And so we put music to words, and there was this young boy came up, and he hadn't had a great relationship with his mother. They didn't know each other well. And they had written each other, and I think he had written her first, and they got a response. And so here's their story. It's called It's You, Mama. Yeah? Come help me. My mama left me when I was just a baby boy. Seems I didn't bring her any joy. Left her with some people I don't know. How could she stoop so low? Well, she let my life just slip away. Not a note or word did she say. Not until the day I sought her out. And that's what this whole song is all about. It's you, mama, gotta love you. It's you, mama, gotta hug you. It's you, mama, gotta hold you close. It's you, mama, oh, I love her so. I wrote her a letter on a lonely day. Wasn't very long, cause I did not have much to say. I told her that I was her only son, and probably would be her only one. Said I want to start a relationship. I promised I would not give her any lip. Then we started writing and talking more and more. Now I love her so, that's what moms are for. God. It's your mama, gotta love you. It's your mama, gotta hug you. It's your mama, gotta hold you close. It's your mama, oh, I love her so. My mom was just another rocker girl, so I chose to try and rock her world. To surprise her was what I planned to do, so I went and wrote this song for you know. Well, I love my mama with all my heart, and as a son I'll try to play my part. I have to tell her every once in a while how she always had the coolest style. It's you, mama, gotta love you. It's you, mama, gotta hug you. It's your mama, gotta hold you close. It's your mama, oh, I love her so. I'm telling you, it's like doing that, it's like revisiting a friend you hadn't seen for a while, and how it touches you to know how close you and that friend was. I just hadn't done that song for a while, and just doing it touched me greatly, and I'm grateful for those feelings, and I'm grateful for that young man expressing his feelings. Okay, well, it's up to me to do whatever I want. Okay. This is true. Tom loved the song, and I think he liked the way I did it. Because as long as I could see his face, I was doing the song. I mean, if he was in the bathroom, I saw his face, I'm doing the song. I just made sure. So truly, whenever I do the song since I met Tom, and then after, he's always there with me. You know what I'm saying? How it is with friends, yeah. Here, Tom. White. Whew, come on. God. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been of many poor girls and me, oh Lord, I'm one. Now if I had listened to what my mama said, I'd have been at home today. But being so young and foolish, oh Lord, I let him ramble, lead me straight. Go tell my baby sister, don't do what I've done. Please shun that house in New Orleans. going back to New Orleans. My race is almost run. Yes, I'm going back to spend my life beneath that rising sun. I truly thank you. I truly thank you. Well, I know you are a playboy, and you've got your women all over town. But if I ever catch you messing with my little girl, I'm gonna lay your body down. So if you don't want, you don't have to get in trouble. If you don't want, you don't have to get in trouble. If you don't want, you don't have to get in trouble. Well, you better leave my woman alone. Ah. Well, I see you all around town, and I know just what you do. But if I ever catch you messing with my little girl, I'm gonna do some work on you. So if you don't want, you don't have to get in trouble. If you don't want, you don't have to. If you don't want, you don't have to get in trouble. Well, you better leave my woman alone. Ha! Well, I see you with your sports car, and you think it gives you class. But if I ever catch you messing with my little girl, I'm gonna knock you on your behind. So if you don't want, you don't have to get in trouble. If you don't want, you don't have to get in trouble. If you don't want, you don't have to get in trouble. Well, you better leave my woman alone. Woman alone. My woman alone. Thank you. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind. Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne, and surely you will buy your pint cup, and surely I'll buy mine, and we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusty friend, and give me a hand of thine, and we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Good song. I thank you. What should we do? I do something more myself? Let's see. Try to think what to do, you guys. It's 2:45. No one in the place except you and me. So set 'em up, Joe. I've got a little story you ought to know. Why, we're drinking, my friend, to the end of a brief episode. So make it one for my baby, one more for the road. I've got the routine, so put another nickel in the machine. Mike, you know that I'm feeling so bad. Please make the music dreamy and sad. Why, I could tell you a lot, but it's not in a gentleman's code. So make it one for my baby, one more for the road. I may not show it, but I'm a kind of poet, and I've got a lot of things to say. When I'm feeling gloomy, you had best listen to me till Lamar talked away. So that's how it goes. And Joe, I know you're getting anxious to close. So thanks for the cheer. Hope you did not mind my bending your ear. 'Cause this torch that I found must be drowned, or it soon will explode. So make it one for my baby, one more for the road. That long, 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 long road. Thank you. Us doing it? Yeah, absolutely. Well, we will always thank this man here. Again, I was nervous when he called me, but I'll be grateful the rest of my life that he did. And
He was heading for the door. 10 minutes before the first session, we sat down and had a cup of coffee, and he said, "So what's the plan?" And I said, "I have no plan. We're just going to write some songs with these kids." So he said, "Okay, see you later." You know,
somebody's calling me.
yeah. Fortunately, I was able to convince him, and the rest is history. It's all worked out so well. We actually finished the first concert we did. It was before we wrote the "Love Is Not Hard to Find" song.
Right.
We ended the first song with the kids with this one, and they just loved it, and they loved his version of it. Actually, I got to say, this version, if you get on the YouTube channel thingy on where this is premiering, you'll find Josh White Takes a Flight. If you search for that on YouTube,
Oh, man.
you'll find Josh White Jr. and me in a hot air balloon singing this at 2,000 feet.
Me in a balloon beginning. We New York City people don't get in nobody's balloon. And I tell you, it was just an amazing experience. And then to sing and look down, oh my goodness, you're kidding me. Man, oh man. I'm grateful to this man for a lot of things.
I turned him green. Yeah.
All right.
He was about the color then. Sure, yeah. It was
This little line, man. this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Come sing with us if you want. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, you know I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Right here in my heart, right here in my heart, you know that I'm gonna let it shine. Right here in my heart, I'm gonna let it shine. Right here in my heart, you know I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around the world, all around the world, you know that I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, you know I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light, this little light of mine, you know I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, you know I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. That last part again. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Come on, let's do that again. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Slow it up and take it on home. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. God bless y'all. We thank you all.
Thank you all for coming. So
Amen.
Kitty Donohoe.
Mike Ball.
And the ultimate Josh White.
We thank you all. We all thank you. All around the world, you know that I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, you know I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it
What's it gonna take? How many lives? How many voices left unheard? How many tears? How many years? Until the ones in power hear the word. I am a young boy in Afghanistan, fighting for the freedom of the people in my land. I will stop at nothing for the promise to be free. I will even give my life to put an end to tyranny. What's it gonna take? How many lives? So this is a 1935 guitar. So yes, it's 4 months older than I am. It looks better than I do, doesn't it? It's got a bullet hole in it right here. So. Okay.